use this for.
You should better get back to your group. Better get back to your group. So glad you said that.
But Esme, walkers is plural, so maybe you should put two of them.
Yeah.
What? 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Can you put your pens down for just a minute? I appreciate your hard work, and you have been trying to finish up what we started. Looking at your daily progress sheet the other day, I found out that you needed some more examples, which is what we're doing right now. And it would be beneficial to share these examples with each other. At the book fair, I purchased a few items that might be great for the group that everyone decides did the best job. So would you look at your sheet that I just handed out to you, and in a few minutes I'm going to have you and your group choose the best personification of the two. And you can talk about this in just a minute. The questions I asked: what was the human quality in your personification? Did you understand the meaning of the group's personification? There, it's not your group, it's the other groups as they present it. Did you understand it? And then on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being woohoo!
Wow.
And 1, the group really didn't get the assignment. You're going to evaluate the other groups. I thought we were going to have 5, but Jesse's not here to make that 5th group. So we will only have 4. I want you to evaluate your group as well. So I'm going to give you about 4 or 5 minutes to evaluate your group. And I'll tell you the numbers. Group 1, will you put that down, please? Group 2, Group 3, and Group 4. So just circle that. That means that you are Group 4. And you will be evaluating yourself. Circle that, because that means I'll know which group you're in. So talk about which personification you'd like to share, and then evaluate yourself with that. So now you can choose which one, and you may not want to finish the other one if you like. Okay.
And then,
We have about 4 minutes.
did you do a very good job or not such a good job? Good job. And circle them.
I like that one because when we simply get a word, and it has an
Let's see.
Are you going with that one? All right, so then we have to
Got it.
Good. Is your interpretation understandable? At a scale of 1 to 5, give yourself an evaluation.
It was understandable because one of our this
We're going to do the bottom one, okay?
Maybe like so wait, are we still? I think we should do this. Let's do the one because
Are you going with this one? Okay. And so, have you evaluated your group yet? Because that's what you need to do here.
wait, that's not understand.
What was the human quality So you write that right here. The interpretation, is that here? Is it understandable?
We're group 2, you're group 1, group 3, group 4.
5 being wowzer, wowzer, wowzer. 1 being you didn't get it. Where are you for your evaluation?
Did you understand the meaning of personification? Yes. Because that's our case. I think we should go because, well, it's way more understandable than this word. Yeah, it's sad, but the same about it. It took us a period of promote. I agree with the four. Does everyone agree with the four?
Okay. If I were giving you some feedback and I was looking at a star, I really liked the way that you considered everyone's feedback for each other. You didn't exclude somebody. I like that. This group wouldn't even come up with a consensus until they heard from everyone, and I liked that people's feelings were included. I think that if I was giving a step, that we need to make sure that we get our task at hand done when you're supposed to do it, on time. Maybe push ourselves a little bit. Okay. Since everyone had different phrases, you're going to evaluate the group as they present, and we can do it right here. So what I'd like to do is figure out, as my example, somebody might want to read the sentence. The person that drew, I drew a picture, the volcano belched smoke and ash. I drew a picture of a volcano burping. My verb is belched. That's what people do when they have a bunch of gas in their stomach and they let it out like a burp. And then the interpreter. The volcano was burping, or actually it was erupting, because volcanoes don't burp. So it was erupting, but it sounded loud and gaseous, and it sounded like somebody was burping. So get the jobs, and it goes along with the number that you are, so that we can share this to each other.
Yeah, you're trying all the words. I'll do this. What does this
We're going to start with group 1. Are you group 1?
It can be journal and it could be walking in circles.
So I'll do the drawing and write this picture and organize it.
I should talk to verb, aka human quality.
Yeah.
As close as you can come, because that would be helpful.
Like we're gonna start with this and this, and then the picture and then what?
As we want to be respectful listeners, and one of the goals for sharing, we want to be respectful listeners, and one of the goals for sharing is to get more examples of our personification. So, group 1 is on.
Our sentence was, the wind sang her mournful song through the falling leaves.
The personification. Oh yeah. The verb, also the human qualities was sang. So we wrote, the wind blew a sad song through the falling leaves.
And why we drew this picture is because mournful means that it's a sad song, so I drew her eyes closed, blowing, and leaves are coming out.
Nice job. I was just going to say to the group, what does mournful mean? Because that's a very important part of your sentence. And Jennifer, you just explained that beautifully. It means sad. When are we mournful?
When something like sad happens,
Give me an example of something.
like
The little girl is sad.
When a song comes up.
Because an example of when
their-
someone
her
would be sad.
Dolly away.
Okay. Let's give them a round of applause. Nice job. Group 2. So evaluate group 1, please. You've already done that, so you don't have to, you guys get ready, because you've already done your group 2, but you get ready. And evaluate group, this is going to group 1. That's going to be this one. It's your responsibility to choose one number. Myra, come as close as you can so that we can see.
Okay, so
Group 2.
The dolphins nodded their heads at the walker. The daffodils nodded their heads at the walker.
okay, I drew this picture where there's these flowers, because daffodils means flowers. They're big yellow flowers, and these are the walkers. So
We're going out.
and the verb quality, the verb is nodded, and that means like head movement or booty.
And then the revised sentence that I came up is the daffodils wanted the walker's attention because they were pretty. Which is
I have one question for the group. Show me what a nod looks like.
It looks like saying
Okay, thank you. Will you please evaluate group 2? Sandy, you too. This is group 1. Here's group 2. Here. Nana, you too. G. Misael's got a couple of .5s going. He's getting very exact in his evaluation rubric. Okay. Group number 3, you're on.
Time marches on. We drew a picture of 4 clocks marching. And the verb or human action or quality is marches, which means walking like synchronized together.
and then like the time can't march, but the sentence means that time continues even if something sad happens to you, or like it won't stop.
Luis, what did you draw? The moon. Can someone read that one for us since he did the moon?
Okay, that was our first one, and that one is the moon is following me. And the picture is the moon, exaggeration, following a little kid. And the verb human action or quality is following, which,
The moon can't follow you, but when you go outside at night, it is always looking at you.
It appears to always look at you.
yeah.
that's also.
Me?
Group
Oh.
3,
5.
thank you.
I did four, and
The car engine coughed and sputtered when it started during the blizzard.
I drew this picture. The The car is coughing.
The brainwaves cough and sputter.
And what it means is like the car engine had a hard time starting because it was really cold and cars can't really cough.
In the winter, our cars get very cold and hard to start. In fact, we like to warm them up a little bit.
That's what Anton.
Have you ever been in a car that has been coughing or sputtering? I have as well.
They said that once in How to Steal a Dog. Like when the car almost broke down and they were feeling really. I just remember once when the car was having a hard time.
The connection between when the car was breaking down and was coughing.
Also
Good
in
connection.
the Watsons Go to Birmingham, they had to use antifreeze.
Yes, that car wouldn't even start, would it?
No.
Coughing and sputtering. Good connections from our novels. Nice job. All right, make sure that you've got group 4 and group 5. You just go ahead and scratch your rooney because we don't have group 5. While I put our posters up, I'm going to give you your last instruction before we get ready to reflect and to wind down our lesson. Since our objective was to show understanding by creating personification, your last task is individually, you're going to think of a sentence that includes the use of personification. You can't copy something you've heard, but you can use something to help you that you've seen or heard. My suggestion is to think of something that is really commonly known, like leaves, or wind, or the sun, or the moon. We've just been ice skating, and that ice looked a little unforgiving to some of us today. As we fell on the ice, if you're unforgiving, you're hard, you're mean,